Hey friends, in this episode, the difference between social media, marketing, and digital ministry. I'm Peter Bowden, and I help people lead and grow thriving communities. Let's talk social media marketing and digital ministry. Think about all the different social media platforms we have. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then there's all these different video posting platforms, audio hosting platforms. Generally, all of them allow us to share some kind of content, photo, video, audio, and then also text. So we're able to put out some kind of content, some kind of message. We have the ability to comment, interact. So there's sharing and then there's interaction. So just social media broadly gives us that amazing power. That's it. We have the ability through social media to share media and be social. Conversation around that media. Now, marketing, generally I think about marketing as we are doing some kind of communication in the effort to raise interest, awareness, curiosity, or some other emotion related to something we want people to do, attend, etc. So there's communication with the ultimate goal of raising awareness about what we're doing. And then very often when it comes to congregations, it's sharing announcements. So it's like this marketing. We have an event, it's happening maybe offline or online, but we're sharing something just to let people know about it. Announcement. Ooh, here's a little more information. Here's a picture. Here's a meme. Here's a graphic. We're trying to get people to go to the event, attend a worship service, do something else. So we're putting out information about events. That's the majority of content congregations in the United States where I am. The majority of social media content kind of falls into the PR, marketing, sharing announcement area. Now, what about digital ministry? This is when we move from trying to promote something that's happening in the life of the congregation, sharing information about that thing, to actually doing that thing via social media platforms or other digital tools. So here's an example that I use in my trainings: Digital Ministry Academy and Video Ministry Academy trainings for religious professionals, staff, and volunteer leaders. Imagine you have in your congregation a newcomer event. It's for people newer to the congregation, and you're going to share some information about the congregation, top questions people have, and how to engage or participate online, offline, however you're gathering right now. So, perfect opportunity for newcomers to learn more about the congregation. Now, you could put out information saying, all right, we're having this event, the newcomer event, and do all this kind. So using social media, generate content that is announcing, sharing information, promoting. So we're talking really marketing that event. Okay, so that's marketing. Instead, imagine, what if you use social media to, say, share an image of your connection team or welcome team or membership committee, whatever the group is that's supporting newcomers in your congregation, or maybe it's a staff person. And you say, hey, we know lots of you who are considering connecting with our congregation have questions. We would love to answer all the questions you have. If you have any question about how to get involved in our congregation, drop it in a comment on this post, and Peter, who's in the photo, is going to answer them just like live in the comments or in the comments. So all of a sudden, someone who's been following your congregation and thinking about connecting, but they're not sure, they have a few questions, they see me and in the photo and know that I'm going to answer questions, and they're like, oh yeah, well, what about this? And this little Q&A happens in the comments right on that social media site. Maybe it's Twitter, maybe it's Facebook, maybe it's Instagram, it could be anywhere. And so we're not trying to get people to go to an event where their questions are going to be answered, marketing that event. We are actually answering the questions right within that platform. We could take it a step further. Instead of sharing just a photo with a prompt to ask any questions you have, I say I'm a membership staff person or volunteer. I could record a video saying, hey, I'm Peter and I'm helping newcomers to our congregation successfully connect with us online and navigate all the Zoom links and just everything you need to know to successfully connect with our community. Do you have any questions? I'd love to answer any questions you have. We have a great FAQ on our website. Here's the link. But if you have any questions, let me know in a comment right here, and I'll be answering them via my Twitter account or the church's, explain how you're going to answer them. Is it the church who's going to answer, or is it me, Peter, through my account who's going to reply? But let people know. But then right there around that video post, you are answering questions. Another strategy, you might say, all right, we're going to schedule a time, a live session with our minister and this volunteer team to tackle the top questions people have about the congregation, why it's a great time to connect with the congregation right now, and how to participate via the combination of online and offline events right now. So I use StreamYard as a tool for doing live streaming to multiple different social media platforms. However you live stream, you could schedule a live stream where it's like, hey, this is a newcomer FAQ and Q&A session with Reverend Tweetmore and our connections team. You schedule that a week out, promote via social media. Oh, here's this post, the scheduled video post where we're live going to answer your questions. Share your questions in a comment on this post, and we'll tackle them all live during that session. And then once the session's done, all the answers will be there on demand via the replay of that session. So then schedule the post, and then at that time, take all the questions that have come in. And of course, you have questions that people are always asking or curious about. So you have your top 10 questions ready to go. And then live with your minister and these other dynamic leaders, you tackle those questions. And what are you doing? You're showing your human beings, your warm, friendly people. Newcomers can see what you're like, and those who are interacting with you live, if they're actually watching the video live, they can ask questions right there. You're both speaking answers to their questions, and you can be replying via comments. And again, there is that objective of your newcomer event to welcome people, answer their questions, help them feel comfortable taking the next step, getting more deeply involved in congregational life. You aren't marketing an event where that's going to happen. You are doing it via digital tools, social media. So does that make sense? So yes, we have all these different platforms and social media sites where we can generate content and interact with people. So we have social media. We can use that to do marketing, promote, invite, announcement upon announcement. Yes, and there's value in all that. But there's also doing ministry via these tools, using digital spaces to actually accomplish the work and ministry of your congregation. Now, this is really important, and this is something I talk about a lot in my trainings, that where people want their questions answered is no longer like engage in congregational life and we're hanging out with you and over months and months and months we're going to get our questions answered and we're going to be interacting with you while we get our questions answered. No. We're in this digital age, this time where people expect their top questions, all the research they want to do to determine if they want to get involved with you, they want that information online, available, without having to interact with you, or at least not too deeply. So it's kind of like, I'll say, the things we used to do along the path to membership, all these things that would happen on site in a congregation over months, or at least the first handful of visits when someone would be on site checking out your congregation, they want the first big batch of that, the first third of your path to membership. They want all that content online, on demand. They just expect that information. Because why? We're in this world where you can just Google anything, do a search, whatever search platform you prefer, and get answers. We expect videos and photos and other content to answer our questions so we can make smart, well-informed decisions. So if you're waiting for people to engage with your congregation, it's like, of course we want you to connect with our congregation. And we're excited for you to meet us. And we want you to be members and participate in the work and ministry and justice efforts and all the things we do. But we're going to wait for you to engage with us, say, offline or in our full Zoom worship services or however. A lot of people are never going to get there because they're expecting to engage with you on social media, to have you show up as leaders in the space where they are spending their time, in digital space. And so that's why we need to move more of your ministry online and not only be using social media to communicate, to share announcements, to do marketing and PR, but to actually do the work and ministry of your congregation, at least certain key components, newcomer-oriented components, public witness components, things that we would want the larger community to engage with. That stuff needs to increasingly be online if you want people who are immersed in social media and spending their discretionary time and much of their work life, entertainment time, etc., online. We need you to be there. That makes sense? Let me know if you have questions. Again, this is something that I'm working very hard on, both coaching leaders on and innovating and trying to develop new practices, experimenting, trying things myself, and then passing that learning on.